Even if you find that your body is tired at night, often what happens is that your mind is restless, active, and this isn't anxiety. It's that your nervous system never powered down. And it has to do with a key habit that we often have in the digital age when we're so busy, busy, busy that by nighttime our body wants rest, it's desperate for rest, but our nervous system is still running on daytime signals. And until you change that, your sleep can't begin and it's going to cause problems that build up over time, causing a myriad of problems from higher stress hormones the next day that build up and build up over time to progressive sleep issues and even neurodegeneration as you age, accelerated neurodegeneration or Alzheimer's disease. And this isn't a lack of discipline. It's a nervous system issue, and I'm going to show you today how you can fix it. Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Ramos, and today I'm going to be teaching you why your brain can't relax at night. If you like this video, please give it a like. And as I open a little short presentation here, it helps us to reach more people. Share it with somebody that you think may benefit, and let's get started. And so we're going to see how you can fix this very quickly. Have you often find yourself like this guy over here on the left, just kind of awake, tossing and turning? It's often due to your habits. What are you doing during the day, and how does that lead to the evening? And then the rituals and habits that I have that 30 minutes to an hour before I want to actually go to sleep. Remember, physical fatigue does not automatically trigger calm because sleep is not a passive process. It's not like I just let go and fall asleep. It actually requires energy going from the sympathetic over to the parasympathetic. Remember, the sympathetic is your stress side, the accelerator, the side that you need to turn on to get going in the morning, to get stuff done during the day. But if I spend the bulk of my day just doing and doing and doing, and I don't actually send energy to the other side, I'm not sending energy to the parasympathetic. I'm only sending it to the sympathetic. Guess what happens at night when you go try to go to sleep? You can't send energy over to the parasympathetic. You're in overdrive. You've been sending to the pedal that pushes, pushes, pushes to get you to go and do during the day. But when you actually need to let go, to unwind, it's often difficult because I only know how to send energy over here. This is very energy intensive. I've drained the energy and I can't send it over to the parasympathetic. So it's very important that I develop the right rituals so that my nervous system isn't always on alert mode. Your brain needs to go offline and it can't because it's exhausted and I don't have a way to send energy to the other side. I'm trained myself in a sense to do that. If your body is exhausted, your mind won't shut off necessarily. And this isn't anxiety. This isn't that there's something wrong with you. It's that your nervous system is in misalignment because of your own habits. So remember, daytime stress is going to follow what? It's going to follow into nighttime problems. Unresolved stress is going to keep your nervous system in an activated state. Stress hormones are up. Serotonin is still rampant. Melatonin is not being turned on, partly due to, as you see here on the right, maybe I was in front of a screen watching TV or a computer or a cell phone. It's feeding my nervous system blue light, which is inhibiting the production of nighttime hormones like melatonin. My thoughts are racing. I'm restless. I'm having difficulty falling asleep. Maybe I'm thinking about what I need to do the next day. I don't feel organized. I don't know what I'm doing the next day. And that creates burden. It creates other things that I'm thinking about that if I am able to fall asleep, I'm going to wake up sometime later on, my mind racing, thinking about my to-do list. And remember, your brain doesn't just turn off. Sleep begins when you do certain things. I need to go from alert mode to calm mode. I need to go from sympathetic to parasympathetic, and that shift doesn't happen instantly. I need to train my brain to do this. And I train it by doing things during the day that send energy away from the sympathetic over to the parasympathetic, as I mentioned. And we teach this in Zen Brain Academy. We teach how do you go about doing this, how to turn yourself on and how to turn yourself off. It's almost like a switch. I call it the master switch. There's a session, like a module that I teach that's called the master switch, where we learn how to do this. There's another one on how to regulate your nervous system so that you optimize your nervous system and you can be in a relaxed state yet productive, not burning out, not stressed, but in the flow state. So trying to solve sleep is by activating, like so oftentimes what we do is we try to activate the same circuits that are keeping us awake. We're trying to do things to shut off, and that's just keeping us in a heightened state. So remember, sleep is a physiological state, not a mental decision. You can't just say, I want to fall asleep. Oh my goodness, I can't fall asleep. Let me breathe. And all of a sudden it just becomes more anxiety. You must train the brain to send energy to the relaxation centers throughout the day. How? Through micro practices. So what I'm doing instead is instead of going through the day in this linear way where I just push, 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 do, and break down, by the end of the day, I don't have anything left in the tank. I'm going to go more in a cyclical approach. I'm going to stress, recover, regenerate, stress, recover throughout the day. And so I'm doing stuff and then I'm doing a practice to recover, to reset, to regenerate. And if I do that, I'm able to then have energy later on. And in a sense, I've trained my nervous system to send energy over to the parasympathetic. Breathing, for example, is a great way to do this, to send signals to the brainstem that are going to change my heart rate, change my arousal, meaning the chemicals that are keeping me on alert mode, and also activating my sleep pathways or my calm centers. So slow, controlled breathing is going to downshift the specific way you can breathe that we teach in Zen Brain Academy. So the fastest way you calm your nervous system is not through long meditations, supplements. Most people can't even meditate. They struggle with meditation. Breathing is a great way in which you reel in the nervous system, reset stress, and it's going to tell your nervous system that you're safe. You're going to inhale through the nose, and then you're going to have a short little top up. So you're going to inhale and then exhale. So let me just stop the share real quick. So you inhale. Don't inhale all the way. So inhale like almost all the way, maybe like 80%. And then a top up. And then a long exhale. I'm doing it with the mouth just so you can hear. And you want that to go and go as long as possible. What you want to do is like this yogic breath called Ujjayi breath, where you constrict around the throat. And as you exhale through the nose, you're making that exhale very slow and making it long. And that's going to start to kind of like activate the parasympathetic and calm you down. It's a great antidote actually to battle mental tension, stress, anxiety, etc. So, and this is a physiological sigh in a sense. You can actually also do it where you inhale and then top up and then go, and you kind of like just let out a long sigh in a sense, like an exhale. That exhale will also, if you put your hand in front of your mouth and you're feeling that air come out of your mouth, you're going to notice it's hot. You're letting out hot air, which is going to also dissipate some of that excess heat that builds up during stressful, anxious moments where we're kind of going and getting out of sorts. Why does this exhale matter? It's going to regulate your vagus nerve, which often gets thrown off as we're sending the wrong cues and signals, as I explained in last week's video. And this is going to lower your heart rate, tell your brain it's safe to power down. You could even do this on the side of the bed on the floor. If you have tile floor, sit on the floor with like maybe shorts on to feel that cool tile floor, to cool down the body, to accentuate that dissipation process that I mentioned earlier of dissipating heat. And even in just 2 to 3 minutes, you can really shift your brain state quickly with this breathing technique. You can use this before bed, just sit on the side of your bed, ideally on a cooler surface, and just inhale. Take that little top-up breath and then exhale slowly. Don't wait until your mind is racing. Activate it before. Take a break. Start to change your rituals 30 minutes to an hour before bed. And with consistency, you can change your nervous system. If I integrate as well, as I mentioned, if you integrate as well different practices during the day, wellness practices, breathing practice, movement practice that I've taught in this channel and also on social media, and of course in Zen Brain Academy, then you're able to build up throughout the day. You're going to be highly productive, but you're going to not burn out. You're not going to activate stress hormone. You're not going to consistently send energy to the sympathetic without sending it over to the parasympathetic. You're going to be, in a sense, expending energy in what you have to do for the day, but also in your own well-being, in your own care, for longevity, for better brain health, so on and so forth. So remember, if you like this video, please share, give us a like, share it with somebody that you think would benefit. Sleep starts in the nervous system, and inside Zen Brain Academy, we're going to teach you how to do this. I have a sleep module to teach you how to sleep like a baby. Remember when if you think about how you slept when you were a young child, a baby, it was like lights out. You can go back to a similar state like that where your sleep quality is enhanced. You can learn how to regulate your nervous system for better sleep. You can learn breath work tools that are going to calm your nervous system and help you to sleep better, how to reset stress, practical tools for this modern era in the digital age. Remember, you don't force sleep. You create the conditions that are ideal for sleep. There's a reason why as we get older, sleep gets worse and worse because we have been doing things, we've developed habits that have deteriorated our health, our well-being, and our sleep quality, and this will impact us in a myriad of ways. Don't wait until it's too late, all right? Take care, stay zen.